Joining me. It's been a minute since I've been on here, and so I'll give you all a few minutes to come on in. I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving break. And for those of you who prepared Thanksgiving dinners or Thanksgiving feasts, I pray that your family and your friends were grateful for all of the hard work that you put in, because I know, that it is a lot of hard work. I'm grateful to my mother who prepared an incredible, incredible meal for her family, and that's no small feat. My mom is in her 70s, and she is still able to throw down in the kitchen, and so yeah, I'm very grateful for that. So as you are hopping on in, I will check the comments again. I will post if you are. You know what? I better mute this. Yeah. So I will post if you want to have your name added to the comments. Yeah, and I do know that sometimes I have a difficult time accessing the comments while I'm streaming. But we're gonna make it do what it do, and I'll just put yeah to place to link your name rather. So how are you folks doing? Oh, this link in the colder weather climates. Yeah. Is it starting to get like really cold in the Midwest and East? No, like I really keep up with the weather now. In that end of the world. I know it's getting cooler here. Um, and so yeah, but cooler here is just like I've been having to wear a hoodie when I go out, especially in the evening. Like here in Arizona, it's really cool in the morning, and then it's really cool in the evening. And during the day, you can just kind of you don't really need a jacket. It's still pretty nice, but it's not warm. Like it's not like super warm. Like this is perfect, perfect hiking weather. And so I've been fortunate enough to do a lot of hiking. I actually took my boys, they were here for a week for the Thanksgiving break. So they were able to kind of enjoy the weather and do some hiking. And so, yeah, yeah. So I'm back this week again. I don't think I haven't been on in the last couple of weeks. A lot of movement, as always. I always say that that I'm going to slow down, that I'm not going to travel as much. And yeah, that never really seems to happen. It's really hard for me to be still. I guess as I am entering kind of this, I guess you could call it a elder phase. Definitely empty nester, but even beyond that, I'm getting to the point where I just really enjoy like being out in different places and in different cities and having different experiences and yeah, traveling. That's just my jam. That's just my thing. And so I'll probably be doing a lot more of it as time allows me to. And I also need to finish this dissertation, so I got to keep that in mind too, not to get too carried away. But anyway, welcome. Thank you for joining me. If you are joining the live stream, I welcome you. If you are joining the rebroadcast, I welcome you to Wellness and Wisdom Wednesdays with myself, Kimberly J. And so tonight's topic, yes, I want to build upon managing holiday seasonal blues. And the reason why I really want to talk about this is because, first of all, it's a real thing. You know, a lot of people, this is supposed to be kind of the season of joy and of love and family. And yeah, no, Sometimes it's just not. Sometimes we are filled with a lot of anxiety, we are filled with a lot of grief, we are experiencing depression. So I just want to name that, and I want to lift that up because everybody's experiences are very different around the holidays. And so the holiday season, I tend to think about the holiday season as kind of kicking off and over Thanksgiving and going kind of all the way into the new year. So that's the time period or the time span that I'm alluding to when I talk about the holiday season. Although my dearest cousin, I have a cousin Stephanie who always says that Halloween is the kickoff to the holidays. So shout out to you, Stephanie. I still remember that. Love it, love it, love it. So anyway, so yeah, so that's tonight's topic. I'm gonna check the comments briefly one more time just to say hi to anyone who is joining me. And yeah, let's just get started. Let's just dive into it. And so again, the reason why I wanted to bring this topic into the forefront is because many of us during the holiday seasons, we start beginning to feel like a whole plethora of emotions, and they range from happiness and joy. A lot of us love the whole holiday, the lights and the Christmas songs, and so it's supposed to be a season of joy. But for many of us, it's a season. It can be very sad, very depressing, and we can go from this range of motion at any given point in time. And so one minute we may be out and about doing our Christmas shopping, getting the decorations, getting the house together, being in a festive mood. And then the next minute we're saying, fuck these decorations, fuck this tree, fuck these kids, fuck these stores. I don't want to be bothered. I'm not doing this shit no more. I'm not celebrating Christmas no more. It's too consumeristic. It's too. And so just allow yourself, however you feel about the holiday season, just to feel it, to be present. That's the biggest thing, is sometimes we get into a place where we're not conscious of how we feel and what our body is telling us. And we get just caught up in the whirlwind of the busyness and the productivity and all that's going on within the season, that we tend to lose ourselves, and we lose our footing, and we lose our grounding. And when we lose those things, that's when the kind of bipolarity kicks in. All of the gamut, of emotions begin to kick in. And we look up, and that time period is gone. We didn't get any rest, we didn't get anything done for ourselves, we didn't do any self-care, and then we're starting off the new year already at a deficit. Okay. And so there are again a lot of reasons why we experience these extreme mood swings during the holiday season. And one of those is grief, working through grief. So I'll speak to that. And so the first reason, or the first thing that comes to mind when I think about a lot of the dramas and again the bipolarity of emotions that we go through during the holiday season, one of the primary reasons why is work related. It's work, 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 work. And so we find, like, towards the end of the year, that work gets extremely demanding. We're trying to wrap up for the end of the year. We're trying to hit these deadlines. We're trying to hit these goals. If you have vacation planned, then your boss, you need to do this before you go on vacation. So we tend to be extremely busy towards the end of the year. At least I know I was when I was in corporate. I mean, working 50, 60-hour work weeks, trying to make deadlines, trying to get things done. Everything is going to shut down. So we got to, and that energy, that vibration, with all that we have going on personally and trying to prepare for the holidays, or to prepare for Christmas, or to prepare for our new year, or whatever, or however we celebrate it, then we're putting in these long hours at work. And that's if you're fortunate enough to be able to take some time off. A lot of people are not fortunate enough to be able to take time off during the holidays. Therefore, your workload is doubling or sometimes tripling because you're taking on all the work of those who are going on vacation or who are on vacation. Like I said, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, that's the time of the year that a lot of people tend to take off. So either again, you're lucky enough to be able to take off, but you're doing a whole lot of work in preparation just to be off, or you're the person who doesn't have the vacation time or the privilege to be able to take off and you're doing the work for others. And so then that part that becomes overwhelming. So that's one of the reasons why we began to experience a lot of stress and anxiety over the holiday season. The second reason, parents, if you have young children, and even older children, 18 and under, there's this extreme pressure to buy all of these overpriced material gifts for your children. For some reason, throughout the years, our society has begun, and our culture has begun to equate the love we have for our children based upon how much money we gonna spend on Christmas. It's like we're always trying to prove, I love my children this much, and I'm gonna buy this, and I'm gonna buy this, and I'm gonna buy. The excess is out of control. And so that is a lot of stress and anxiety that you place on yourself, where year after year, you got to outdo yourself. Year after year, the kids want the latest technologically advanced game system, and they want this, and they want the Jordans, and so we tend to overspend. And then overspending, some of us are going into debt, which and that causes stress, that causes anxiety. How am I going to pay for Christmas? We're in the middle of a recession, whether we're naming it or calling it that now. Inflation is at an all-time high. And so people are struggling financially. And so you're struggling financially, and then you have all of these expectations of being a super parent, or of pleasing your children, or pleasing people in general, pleasing your social media pages to show how much you've done for your children or how much you're giving your children. And that shit is stressful. And it creates a lot of anxiety. It creates a lot of anger. It creates a lot of arguing, with your partners in terms of how much you're gonna spend, and then you take that out in the streets. And so you're taking that out in the stores. And so, everybody has this heightened sense, I gotta get this, I gotta buy this, my kids want this, my kids want that. And it creates an extreme amount of stress and anxiety. So the third reason, it's winter season. Even if you're in a warmer climate, this is a season of hibernation, and have not we don't respect the natural cycles of life. We don't expect the natural seasons. And so this is not the time for all of that busyness and all that productivity and doing all that work and doing all that ripping and running. This is a season for hibernation. This is a season for reflection. This is a season for restoration. This is a season for, again, just reflection and allowing our bodies to rest. And so we're pushing, we're doing just the opposite during this time or during this season. And so we're not respecting the cycles of nature, which makes it even harder. Our bodies are in alignment with nature. And so our bodies are screaming, no, no, I want to go. It's cold out there. I want to go sit by the fireplace. I just want to veg out. I just want to relax. But no, we're out. We're again putting in these hours at work, putting in all these hours, this overtime, so we can have this money, so we can buy this stuff, so we can be in the store, so we can buy the decorations, so we can buy the food, and so all of that is going completely against our natural cycles. And so that creates chaos, it creates anxiety, it creates depression. So that's another reason why we have such extreme mood swings and deal with seasonal depression and holiday depression during this time. The fourth reason is that the holiday season, it tends to always bring about a certain amount of grief and longing for those who have transitioned. Some of you all may have had loved ones transition this year or fairly recent, and the holidays just won't feel the same without the physical presence of your loved one. Some of you all who have lost loved ones every year, you begin to feel a little bit of grief or a little bit of depression without physically having that person with you, especially when if you're a family who has traditions, and this is an ancestor who created the family traditions or who was an integral part of a lot of your family traditions. You feel there's a sadness and there's a grief of not having their physical presence there, and so working through that is really important, and you all may be experiencing that as well, as the holiday seasons tends to kind of like hit us hard when we are missing our loved ones. And the fifth reason why the holiday seasons tend to be difficult for a lot of people is difficult familial relationships. Not everybody has you know happy go lucky family members and everything is perfect. And a lot of our families, we're still dealing with unhealed family wounds that tend to resurface, or that tend to get triggered when we're around certain family members and during this season. And so, far too often, we force ourselves to be in places and spaces that, because this is family, we have to go, when in actuality, we may not be mentally, physically, or emotionally prepared to be in those spaces. And so tonight, I kind of want to expand further, building upon ways in which we can begin to manage and mitigate, even alleviate some of the holiday seasonal blues that many of us are experiencing between now and the beginning of the year. So, greetings. I am Kimberly J., spiritual teacher, scholar, activist, master healing practitioner, and the founder of the Journey to Wholeness Center. And I am here to hold a sacred space for you this week and always, to equip you with the tools and the resources that you need on your own unique journey to healing and wholeness. And I welcome you into this space. And so we'll begin our time together with just a brief grounding and a meditation. If you have been on any of the other lives, you know this is something that I'm very diligent and passionate about, is finding the time and the space to really drop down into your body, because I am a firm believer is that is where all healing happens, is in the body. That is where our divine wisdom and knowing and our truth resonates within our body. And so we just don't spend enough time in that place of stillness and in that place of honoring truly what it is that we feel or how we feel, and giving ourselves the time and space just to be still. And so I'm going to invite us to do that in this space, really briefly. And so once we do the grounding, I'll continue to share with you some of my perspectives in terms of words of wisdom, tools, resources, things that will help you, hopefully help you, or at least give you food for thought. At least give you a little bit of food for thought, based upon my own personal lived experiences, based upon some of my research, some of my scholarship. I say this all the time. I am a PhD student, PhD candidate. Eventually, I will be finishing a dissertation. I don't know when. I'm hoping next year sometime, but yeah, this is a journey. But yeah, as a PhD student and candidate, I do a lot of research. I do a lot of writing, and so yeah, I just want this to be a space where I can share some of that knowledge and some of the wisdom and some of the tools with you. And then lastly, I'll just open the space. You can put any comments, any questions, any thoughts, and you can always follow up with me after the live via email. And so I'll share all that information with you. And so let's get started. Let's get started with just a very brief. So tonight I'm just gonna invite you to do just a brief grounding meditation. And I think this meditate, not think, I know this meditation is very helpful for when you are feeling overwhelmed. That's the biggest feeling, or the biggest thing that most people feel during the holiday seasons, is just this sense of being overwhelmed. And so this grounding meditation will help you drop back down into your body, root into what is true and real and in alignment for you, not what everybody else wants or expects of you, but what it is that you need for yourself. And so, with that said, I invite you to close your eyes. If you're driving, please don't close your eyes, but you can still do this meditation. So, as you begin to close your eyes, just allow your body to settle, drawing your awareness to the ebb and flow of your breath, allowing the breath to soften your body, allowing your shoulders to melt away from your ears. Allowing yourself to feel grounded, rooted, present in this moment. Focusing solely on the ebb and flow of your breath and the sound of my voice. Taking a deep breath in from the belly, bring it into the heart, hold it, and then softly exhaling it out. Taking another deep breath in from the belly, hold it in your heart, and then softly exhaling it out. And then one more deep breath in from the belly. Hold it in your heart. And then softly exhaling it out. And now I invite you to take your left hand and place it over your heart center, and your right hand over your lower belly. Begin to allow the energy, the vibration of your hands to infuse your body, to activate your body. Just allow yourself to feel the comfort, the warmth, the rootedness of this moment as you continue to follow the ebb and flow of your breath, noticing any vibrations or sensations that you feel from the placement of your hands on your body. This is a beautiful way to allow your body to settle. And it is something that you can do at any moment, at any point, at any time during your day when you are feeling stressed or when you are feeling anxious or when you are feeling overwhelmed. Allowing your hands to assist your body in settling, of allowing you to be present, allowing you to sense and feel again what is true and in alignment for you in this moment. And now I invite you to take another deep breath in, hold it in your heart. This time, open mouth, exhale it out, and allow yourself to come back into the space very gently and very compassionately. And so I just wanted to offer that to you as a way to very quickly ground back into your body, to very quickly um, open up your heart center, open your body to get clear, um, to assist in being discerning, to calm down. Sometimes holiday shopping and stress and that boss who is just on your ass about getting all of this work done in an unreasonable amount of time, all of those things can make you leave your body or make you have out of body experiences. And so you don't want to be out of body because ain't no telling what you're going to do, if you're exhausted and stressed and overwhelmed. And so doing that brief grounding will assist you in getting back to your body, calming yourself down, quieting your central nervous system so you don't make situations or make matters even worse for yourself. And so thank you for indulging me in doing that grounding exercise with me. And so, again, this evening, I just want to talk briefly about ways that we can navigate and begin to minimize the holiday blues. And so, the holiday season, it tends to be one of the most difficult times of the year for a lot of people. And so, if you are one of those people, and at different points in time, many of us are, don't judge yourself. You know, if you're not feeling it, allow yourself not to feel it. Sometimes we ain't feeling the holiday season for all of the reasons that I talked about. So this may not be your favorite time of the year. And so just be honest with yourself. Acknowledge however you feel and don't judge it. And so for me personally, I remember being a young mother, single mama, two sons, holiday seasons come around. I'm working full time, working 50 hours, 60-hour work weeks. I worked in corporate. And so, yes, it was like all of these deadlines. And so I'm just speaking to what I have already been through and experienced. And for me, it was extremely overwhelming. In the evening, I'm making Christmas lists. I'm trying to shop at Amazon. I'm trying to go to the mall. I'm trying to do all of this shopping. I'm spending all of this money. So I got to do shopping for the boys. And then I would always have a big Christmas Eve party. And so I had to make sure that, I got my Christmas tree. I got my holiday decorations up. Then I got to go shopping for the big Christmas party. Then I got to buy all of the stockings and the stocking stuffers to hang up over my fireplace. So I'm spending money, taking time, working over, so, and then you wrapping the gifts, and then I'm spending hours, right before Christmas trying to get all the gifts wrapped. And I'm telling you, When I look back on it, I used to be so exhausted. I was so overwhelmed. I was just robotic, kind of going through the motions. And although I had taken time off work after the holidays, I was exhausted. I was exhausted. So those few days, I never got a chance or opportunity to really relax and recuperate before it was the first of the year and time to go back to work. And I'm sure that's many of your experiences, especially those who are parents of young children. And so for me, it became so overwhelming that when my youngest turned 16, I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing another holiday party. I'm not shopping like that. I'm not wrapping. I am done. And so I decided to start traveling, just to start, okay, y'all, we're going to go on a trip, or we're going to do a road trip, or, we're going to do something different. We're going to shift this shit up, because I'm not going to I can't keep doing this. It really started having a toll on my physical health, my emotional health, my mental health. Like, it was too much. And I refuse to continue year after year after year just for tradition's sake, to put myself through that, to spend all of this money on gifts and material stuffs that your children, after the first 2 or 3 days, they done with that shit. And you didn't spend all of this money, all of this time, all of this energy, all for one day. And so I shifted it. And it also didn't help that it was just cold and dreary, and all of that, which created a lot of depression. So the holiday season, it just wasn't that great. Sometimes it was hit or miss, but more than anything, it was overwhelming. Overwhelming. And so, the key to mitigating seasonal holiday blues is to really begin to cultivate a practice of radical self care and compassion. You got to check in with yourself. You got to know what you are capable and what you are able to do. And the rest, just leave it to the side. You got to be courageous enough to create different traditions or new traditions, and keep it moving. And so during these next few weeks, be radical about listening to your body. Be radical about, am I feeling overwhelmed? Am I doing too much? And don't judge yourself. Don't force yourself to be in the holiday spirit. Don't force yourself to be connected or obligated by family to do things when you're extremely tired, when you just can't do anymore and you're just going through the motions. And so I came up with 10 things that you can start doing now to begin cultivating a practice of deep self care and compassion during this holiday season. Okay. So the first thing, so very important, acknowledge and listen to the cycles of nature. This is not the season to be super busy, super productive, push, 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 push. So again, the winter season, this is a time for hibernation. It's a time for reflection. It's a time for restoration. And our bodies are aligned with nature. Whether you believe it or know it to be true, our bodies are completely connected to nature. And so therefore, we must begin to cultivate rituals and practices. We must begin to cultivate a deeper understanding of what that means for our bodies if we want to stay healthy. That's why so many people are sick during this time period, because their bodies are run down. They're not in their natural state of being. And so you got to find some time to ground, to reflect, to restore, and to hibernate. Your body needs it so desperately. The second thing, be radical about keeping up with your self care routines and rituals. And so, if you're working out, keep working out. If you're meditating, practicing yoga, you need your sleep. You need to be getting your sleep. You need to be eating healthy. You need to continue to do your body work practices. If you have a regular Reiki practice or massage therapy, this is not the time to fall off. This is not the time to fall out. off, because if you don't take care of your body during this time, trust and believe you will get sick. Your immune system will decrease because exhaustion, fatigue, stress, all of those things directly impact your immune system. So what good are you going to be if you're preparing all of this stuff for the holiday season and ripping and running, and then you get sick? Then you get sick. I know everybody around me is experiencing some type of form of illness right now. So stuff is going around. This is flu season, cold season, COVID season, upper respiratory infection, like all of this stuff. And the only way that we can protect ourselves from it is to boost our immune system. And how do we boost our immune system? We pay attention to the cycles of nature that is calling for the body to rest and to restore, not to be super productive, not to push, not to burn the candles at both ends. And so be radical about whatever self-care regimen. And if you don't have a self-care regimen, start it now. Don't wait till January 1st. Don't wait till the new year. Start that shit now. Other than that, your body will suffer, your mental health will suffer, your physical health will suffer. Start now, start today. The third thing, say no. No is a complete sentence. You don't have to have an explanation. You don't have to have a reason. No, I can't go to the holiday party. No, I don't want to go to the holiday party. No, I can't work overtime. No, I don't want to work overtime. Excuse me. No, I'm not cooking. I don't want to cook. I'll just cater it, or we won't. I'm not cooking this year. No. No, I don't want to go to your house. I go to your house every year, and every year I keep saying I'm not coming back because I don't have a good time. So no, I don't want to go. And so learn to say no during this holiday. You don't owe anybody anything. And so practice that. Practice saying no. The fourth thing, do not go into debt for anyone, including your children, for one freaking day. No. Do what you can and make that be enough. Do what you can. You're not obligated to spend your last trying to please people for the holiday season, because all that is going to do again is create imbalance within you, imbalance within your household. Nobody should be paying for Christmas months or even years after Christmas happens. We're in the middle of a recession. Cut back if you have to. You know, the fifth thing, and that ties into the whole the tradition and buying all this shit. Don't be afraid to change traditions or create new ones. And remember, family is whomever you choose to be in relationship with. It does not have to just be blood relatives. So if you decide that, you know what, I just want to veg out and watch TV on Christmas or during the holidays, and then just do that. Don't be afraid to change tradition. We get so caught up in traditions and doing things because this is what we've done year after year after year. Will it be hard? Absolutely. Like I told y'all, at 16 with my youngest, he was kind of hurt because he was like, "Dad, everybody else got to experience our traditional Christmases, and at 16, I get cut off." And it wasn't that he got cut off. We just decided to do something different. We decided to go to Lake Geneva and do a grab bag, Christmas exchange where nobody had to cook, nobody had to entertain, nobody, and so yeah, it was hard shifting that tradition, but guess what? He got over it. He got over it, and he's 20 years old. And even this year, we're going we're driving to Mexico for the holidays. I'm still not cooking. I'm still not buying a tree. I'm still not going through all of that. So do not be afraid to change and to shift traditions based upon what's in alignment for you. That whole thing, I did that. I did it for 16 years, and I was over it. For some of you all, it may only take a couple of years and you're like, I'm not doing this shit no more. Don't be afraid to start new traditions, create new ways of honoring yourself during this holiday season. It's really, really important. The sixth thing, acknowledge and honor your need for solitude if that's what you need, and be unapologetic about it. Again, we put all these demands on ourselves, all of this pressure. I got to be at such and such house. Then we got to go to this in-laws house. And then I got to go to this. It's okay if one year you say, you know what? I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm stressed. I've been working a lot. And I just want to take a few weeks, 2 days just to be still. Just to be still. Again, you don't owe anybody anything. And so be unapologetic about it. What giving yourself what you need during this holiday season. There's nothing wrong with spending the holidays alone or with a select few people. It's nothing wrong with that. Okay? The seventh thing, don't feel pressured to celebrate the holidays if you don't want to. You get to navigate what you do with these next few weeks. So if you don't feel it, if you're not feeling it, then don't do it. Again, if you have cultivated a practice of self-care and of self-compassion and of listening and of going within, your body, your mind, your spirit may say, you know what, I don't want to be bothered this year. Allow that. Don't judge it. Okay. The eighth thing, allow yourself to grieve your ancestors. Sometimes we don't want to deal with the holidays because we don't want to deal with the pain of remembering our loved ones that aren't here. But you can shift that. Make them make their energy and their presence and their spirit. Invite them to your celebrations. Invite them into the space. So no, they may not be there physically, but invite their memory, invite their spirit. Create your ancestor altar, or make sure that you have an ancestor altar where you can give them a piece of cake or their favorite dish, where you can pour out libations. Keep them close with you. Keep them by you. I promise you, it would be they can serve as a source of comfort if you allow them to, instead of pushing it away. you know I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to, I'm angry, I'm mad, I'm resentful because my loved one has transitioned, or this holiday is just too sad. It's just, you get to you get to create how you want to experience your loved ones who have transitioned. And so just keep that in mind. You get to reframe, and you get to recreate your experience or your expression of them, even when they're not here in the physical. The ninth thing is, be intentionally grateful. Just be grateful. No matter what you have, no matter what you don't have, no matter what you do, no matter what you don't do, it's enough. Just tell yourself, affirm that it's enough. It's enough. And be grateful, intentionally grateful for whatever experience you allow yourself to have over these next few weeks. And the 10th thing, which is so mission critical, because again, a lot of people deal with seasonal depression, clinical depression. You have a lot of people who are lonely, who are upset, who are angry during the holiday. Get help. Get help. Holiday and seasonal depression is a real thing. So look for or seek out help if you feel like you cannot do it on your own. Work with healing practitioners and coaches and therapists and counselors, or whomever. Seek the help that you need. Very, very important. So, in closing, again, I cannot stress enough how important important it is that you be mindful of your mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health during the holiday season. This is a time, or it tends to be a time where emotions run rapid, where there is a lot of stress, there is a lot of anger, is a lot of movement, it is a lot of anxiety. And so this can lead to a great deal of personal and familiar dramas and traumas, families fighting, people falling out with each other. So take care of yourself. That's all I'm saying. Be radical about taking care of yourself and those you love by being radical about your self care during this holiday season and being compassionate to yourself. So that's it. I'm sending you all lots of blessings. If you want to continue this discussion, as I said, you want to build, you want to vent, you need tools, you need more resources, you're already feeling overwhelmed, please reach out to me and let's have a conversation. You can email me at kdavis@journeytowholeness.org, or you can go to my website. I got a couple of on-demand courses that I think would be really good within Journey University. The first one is Finding Your Joy. I think that would be really good to get you on the right track or to get you in the right frame of mind for the holiday season. And I also have my vision board class, So yeah, now is the time to start envisioning and visualizing. And as I said, if you are taking some time to do some reflection, vision boarding is a very, very good tool, a very good resource. And that class is free. I'm offering it up free. So you can go to Journey University and do that particular class to kind of get your mind in a space of what you want to attract or manifest, or what it is that you want to move into this new year or this new season doing. And so thank you for joining me. I'm going to hop over just to see if I have some comments, questions, and if not, I'm going to let you all go. So thank you. Again, be mindful, enjoy your holidays, find your alignment, find your truth, be radically compassionate towards yourselves. And I will see you back here in a couple of weeks. I think I'll be back in a couple of weeks. We'll see. I love you all. Have a good evening.